The youth approached the car wielding a tool. Without a word, he began prying violently. Yet the man inside not only refrained from stopping him, but voluntarily shifted to the driver's seat, gazing expectantly through the window, fearing he might hinder the youth's performance. Unexpectedly, the next moment, the youth was spotted by passersby, who pinned him to the ground and beat him mercilessly. However, the man who witnessed this scene did not feel pleased. Instead, his expression turned sorrowful. He silently lowered his head, muttering to himself, as if making some decision. For he saw his former self, equally repulsive. Each time he passed a parked car, he'd deliver a sharp elbow strike, then nonchalantly scan the surroundings. Seeing no alarm sound, he'd pull out a tennis ball. With a clunk, he'd effortlessly unlock the door. Once inside, he pulled 2 metal rods from his backpack, shoved them into the center console screen, and with a gentle twist of both hands, he effortlessly removed the entire center console screen. But the man didn't leave after his success. He wanted to find something more valuable inside the car, from the glove compartment in the passenger seat, then to the car's armrest. But in the end, except for a pair of sunglasses, there was nothing else of value. He casually slipped on his sunglasses, holding the steering wheel, the vehicle's superior comfort, yet it only made him feel increasingly unbalanced. He wondered why he couldn't afford such a luxury car. So the man turned to face the back seats and spilled yellow liquid until it covered the entire car. Little did he know that the more he indulged in this satisfaction, the more painful the consequences would be. The man, having vented his anger, prepared to leave in search of his next target. But then an accident happened. The car door was actually locked. Panicked, he immediately tried the passenger door. The result was also locked. This sudden turn of events threw him into a panic. He then moved to the back seat of the car. He gripped the handles tightly with both hands, then curled up, kicked the glass with all his might. The flustered man didn't even notice the yellow liquid on the seat. Adjusting his position, he kicked relentlessly at every window. Yet the glass showed not a single crack. It was clear the car had been modified. The man who repeatedly failed. At this point, I began to feel restless. He shook the steering wheel violently, frantically pressing the ignition switch at random, desperately searching for a glimmer of hope. The man, now calm, glancing toward the mezzanine level of the rear parking spaces. He retrieved the car's toolkit, selected the most suitable tool, and began hacking furiously at the glass. Seeing this approach fail, he turned his attention to the door lock. But as he peeled back layer after layer, he discovered the outer layer was thick steel plate. The man became irritable again. Refusing to accept defeat, he flipped up the rear seats, searching for a weak spot beneath. But when he tore away the carpet, another layer of solid steel plate lay exposed, impossible to break through. This wasn't the worst of it. What followed was even more despairing. The man pulled a pistol from his backpack and aimed it at the windshield, only for the bullet to ricochet back at him. The excruciating pain of the bullet piercing his thigh left him writhing in agony. He glared furiously at the glass, not a single scratch on it. To prevent excessive blood loss, he hastily stripped off his shirt and tied it around the wound. By now, the man had exhausted every ounce of strength. Collapsing onto the seat, his spirit utterly crushed. Left with no choice, he pulled out his phone to dial for help. But just as the call connected, the screen flashed low battery and shut down automatically. This shattered the man's spirit completely. He grabbed the half-empty soda bottle and drank greedily, leaving not a single drop. This seems to be his life's creed. Exhausted, the man endured until nightfall. The pain in his thighs jolted him awake. At long last, dawn arrived. The dazed man swiped your finger across the car window glass. Each stroke meticulously carved and converged at a single point. Then he licked the glass with his tongue. In this car with no food supplies, every second was excruciating for the man. After regaining some strength, he reinstalled the center console screen, listening to the music playing inside. His anxious heart found some relief. Then he picked up his tools again, renewing his drive to escape. Suddenly, the phone rang from the console. He pondered for a moment, then summoned his courage and pressed the answer button. However, the voice on the other end of the phone, it only made his already shattered emotions worse.